Yeah, 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 yes. Here once more. Welcome to another episode of Creative Always Be. This episode is called Creative Always Be Fighting Bipolar While Staying Creative. Gemmar McFarlane is a known director and filmmaker who has worked with Sean Paul and many other artists. He's a mental health advocate who speaks frankly about his mental health and how he pushed through it as a creative. He's also a musician. We'll be talking to him about his process as a creative and how he fight through bipolar. Let's check out. Then all right, then. Wagwan, 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 Jema,
What
wagwan,
is up?
wagwan, brother.
Well, Shango.
Wagwan.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Welcome. It's a
Okay.
pleasure. It's
Yeah,
a
man.
pleasure to have you up on the show. You know what I mean? Like
Bless
each
up.
week, I speak to various creatives, and it's always a pleasure to talk to another creative. You know what I mean? To, you know what I mean,
Definitely.
share knowledge and just have a conversation. Because at the end of the
Right.
day, this show is really about the conversation between creatives and just all the vibes and also share some knowledge, because the show says we're creatives share knowledge, and I
Right.
believe that all creatives, whether you start to yesterday or you've been in the game for 10 years, you have some
Yeah.
form of information that is valuable to, you know, people. So one of the first
Right.
questions we ask from the start of the show, basically right about like 16 shows ago, is
Wow.
how did you basically get started as a creative in a
Mm-hmm.
basically industry? How did Gemmar get started,
Right.
so to speak, as a creative? So give me a breakdown of that.
Okay. So for me, it started way back when I used to make small little videos around my community. When I was growing up as a child, we used to share with the neighbors. We used to make some little videos here and there, just make people laugh. And then in high school now, teachers started to see the video I made and they said, all right, you're joking around with it now, but come do some videos for the school. And then they fostered that creativity, joined the photography club. And then when I was graduating, they actually, after seeing my work, recommended me to an agency called Junior Achievement Jamaica, and they gave my first paid video job. So I started as a video editor, editing videos for the deaf community. They were doing some business tutorials. So that was my first book as a paid filmmaker. And so when I saw that and my parents saw that, it was no longer a joke thing. They were like, oh, you can actually make money, make a career out of it. So since then, I followed the vein of I can actually make movies, make films, make TV shows, and make money out of it. It's not just a pipe dream. My first big bust now properly into the industry was when, because I'm also a writer, in 2015, I was kind of at home, you know how the freelance thing go, work was slow. So I was just at home and my mother showed me this film festival that was going on in a morning show. And she said, you want to go? I'll pay for you to go because I'm just at home wasting away. And I went there and I got so inspired out, I got around other creatives. It's just like what you said at the start of the show, it's very important for other creatives to get around each other. But all the film bigwigs, they come out to this film festival, and I was inspired by it. And Icy, Ian Ellis from the Icy and Fantasy Show, he was doing a writer's workshop, and he was saying, I want some young writers to come in and spice up the show. And so immediately I turned around and sitting right beside me and said, how do you do? I'm so and so. I look to apply, send in my application, get shortlisted, and then since 2015, I've I became a screenwriter for IT and Fancy Catcher. So that was my proper, entrance in Jamaican film industry. And from there, it's just been up and up as I collaborate more. I took on a strategy of collaboration, not competition. So I was always looking to collaborate with people. And I met a cinematographer named Dane online because I'm not really a shooter. I like to direct and edit. So I needed to find somebody I could depend on for quality image each and every time. So as you can see from the reel, he's the cinematographer I work with. I direct him and then I edit the footage. And ever since that link up, we've just been a nice little tag team since. So for me, it's definitely the theme of the show, collaboration with creatives. So
Proper. I like what you said, you know what I mean? You are for collaboration with other creatives
yeah,
because that is something that as a creative we speak
yeah,
about, and I am 100% for
yeah,
collaboration because what collaboration do is that it put basically
mm,
them always have the saying with them say, oh, two head better than one.
yeah,
So it's basically two
definitely.
creatives now coming together and using their strengths to basically
Mm,
build a product. So when it
yeah,
comes to collaboration, it's a very important thing as creatives. And
mm-hmm,
as you know, most of the big production that we know is a team of people that are
yeah.
doing it. It's not no
Yeah,
one
man.
man that do it. So you know that,
Feeling something you can't do one man, is me?
yeah, man, collaboration is very important. So I'm glad when they make that point, you know what I mean,
Mm,
as I speak about collaboration. But
right.
we get started and everything and whatever. But you know, some of the people them kind of know you and know about the topics them we generally speak about. So
Right, right, right.
let's talk about bipolar as a
Yeah, man.
creatives,
Yeah,
and
really
and
nice.
and let's speak about that before we get into the musician and get into some other things. You know what I mean? Let's speak
Right.
about that, and then we can dive deeper into you as a creative and your process and how you go about, you know what I mean, structuring yourself so you can do so. Let's talk about the bipolar because a lot of people
Yeah, man.
don't know that you have many creatives out there who have, you know what I mean, some challenges. Some use them challenges as strength, some use them challenges as weakness. So let's speak about that bipolar, so to speak. Explain it in a way that a layman would understand what
Okay.
you basically as a creative and being bipolar, what you go through.
Alright, so in a nutshell, I am what is known as a bipolar type 1 person. So, I have a mental illness, for me, it's a normalized conversation, but a lot of people must be saying, oh, you have a mental illness and it seems so correct, right? But it is a condition, people know it as an emotive disorder, but for me it's much deeper. It's much more than sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. It is where I sometimes get delusions of grandeur, sometimes I may get hallucinations, a very complex psychological issue. But it is, if you are on treatment, it is largely controlled, like it will problem for you if you are on a treatment, you've been to psychiatrist, you're taking medication, then what is called a high functioning sufferer. Now, I am type 1, which is manic, and there's type 2, which is depressive. So, for a creative, manic is the kind of the side you want to be on. It's where you get bursts of energy, you're bouncing off the wall with ideas. It's like your brain is creating its own drug. There's a thunderstorm in the brain, as my psychiatrist would say. Your brain is high off its own cocaine that it is making. Now, where it becomes dangerous is where you're going to overdrive and you start to overestimate yourself, you get an inflated ego, you start to believe delusions, the juice, the sauce get too hot. So what you do is you get on a medication, maybe some mood stabilizers, something that counteracts. It's basically a chemical imbalance in the brain. There's chemicals pushing around in the brain that call it the see, hear, smell, taste, touch. And when you have bipolar, those chemicals can get skewed to one side or the other, and it causes you to kind of have unstable moods, high energy. For example, one time I ran straight from Spanish Town to Kingston non-stop one night just because my brain believed I could, and it was my body was just trying to keep with my brain. So the brain is a very powerful thing. It's like it's almost like super Wolverine. Yeah,
Hold on. Say that
running.
again. Say that again.
Oh no, nigga.
You
Which one?
went,
Which
you
part?
run from Spanish Town
Yeah,
to
man. So like
Kingston.
jog walk. Yeah, man. Walk, jog straight, and
So
it's
you
just
just know
like
say
my
yo,
brain.
your brain tell you say yo,
Yeah,
we are do this, you know. You don't say yo, we are do this.
yeah. But then say, you know, if you can do this, you can do this, you know, and then my body just like, ah, I could go. If I do it, I do it.
Yo, yeah,
Man,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
it's crazy. But the biggest part, if they never catch me certain levels, I could have had a stroke because my body is going into overdrive to keep up with what my mind is saying. So what bipolar does is it takes away your limiters. So you don't really process fear, you don't really process pain so much. You're just going, going, going. So it's a blessing and a curse in that I could stay up longer than people. I could stay hungry for longer. I could do more physical feats. But because my limiters are gone, it's also dangerous to myself because I will go and go and go and end up doing some crazy thing, and you know you can end up. A lot of bipolar people often end up dead because of that. You know, either them run themselves into the ground or somebody perceive them as a threat. Because when you're high on that manic energy and feel like you
Yeah.
can take on the world, so a man come at you as a fighting, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's, it's,
You can
it's
live up my car if you need to.
yeah, man. So as a creative now, to use it to my advantage, it has to be controlled. It's a control care. So I'm on my medication, but I also allow the juices to flow. I don't fight them. Make peace with the demons inside and say, look, there's a way to direct this thing creatively. When I need to, I tap into it. I'll stay up. I'll just let my ideas run wild. And just kind of control my emotions when you're working as a professional creative. It's different when you're creative for creative sake. When you're a professional, certain things you have to bring across now, bring business into it. So you have to bring that control, that limit. So in this power session, I can be creative, I can be wild. If I'm in a meeting, you know, keep it calm and contained, stuff like that, you know. So I found it as an advantage because I don't need to do no drugs. I don't need to get high. I can just tap into my natural high that is in my mind already and get all sorts of ideas, all sorts of energy, you know.
I wouldn't say I know that I have HD. What do you call it? AD.
ADHD or ADD,
ADHD.
yeah,
One of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Me know that me
yeah. The
irritated and
attention,
irritated. Me know me
yeah,
have that.
man. Not
But
people out there, man.
them consider that also a mental illness?
Oh, definitely. It's just there's a whole spectrum of things and I fall somewhere along. So someone who are like serious psychology, like you have a six schizophrenic, you have a bipolar, ADD is along there somewhere. That one can be a serious one because some people can't sit still, the ideas them are pop. Similar to
Yeah,
mania, it's just
yeah.
like you know, you jittery and you go on, and sometimes people can't keep up. And your attention all over the place. I know that one is a serious one. People often sleep on ADD. There's a real thing. People must I know people say only ADD, but it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing.
Rough. I me
Mm.
that. Me have like 500 ideas. We have to sometimes just kind of like reading a lot of books and stuff like that. Kind of help me for kind
Yeah.
of govern it in some in a way. Whereas
Ah.
me kind of
Mm.
balance when me I think about me know me I think about 500 things, but at the
Yeah.
same time me know that me need to focus on one thing. So like now,
Right.
my focus is basically UBQT. You know what I mean? And the live
Right. So
production while me
how
have
did you focus
500
it though?
things. Oh, me
Yeah.
basically
How you focus
focus. Well,
it?
for me just try and, as me say, like we know what we are trying to accomplish. So me I try to accomplish this thing, whereas we become this live producer for people across the world. So me know
Yeah.
what me I try to accomplish. So me have goals. Me have
Mm.
goals to get UBQT to a certain level.
And it
So me
just
know that me have a
streamline.
focus upon getting
Mm.
UBQT at a certain level. Even though me have 500 ideas, after
Yeah.
UBQT upon a certain level, then me can basically move on to other ideas. But me have a focus
Mm.
upon trying to get this. So once you have a big goal ahead, this is what you do. You get the focus, you lock on, and then me basically move on when me go to and think me reach a certain level upon that channel.
Ah.
So that's how me basically
Yeah. Yeah.
focus.
I find it interesting how other people cope. Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, this is about you.
Mm.
So we talk about, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you being you know what I mean, multi-talented individual,
Yeah, man.
creative way, you know. So you direct things, you do things and stuff like that. And we
Yeah,
see
man.
say you is also a musician, you know what I mean. We check out your
Yes.
Instagram and we see you on TVG a couple times, basically you do your music and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
Definitely.
speak about that as a creative way, you know, multifaceted creative who, you know what I mean, you do
Yeah.
the design, you do the editing, you do the directing, and
Mm-hmm.
also we mean like a proper
Yeah.
musician can play guitar and them thing. They're not just a person who sing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like let's
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. And me remember say being a musician is also being a creative, you know what I mean? So we still bring also a
Definitely.
musician friend them on the show. So let's speak about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for me, what I find is most creatives are never usually talented in one thing. It's usually them are focused on one thing because it's time the money or it's carrying to them to their goals faster. It's what they're focusing on now. But most creatives are you sit down here just doing life and know say you are multifaceted. Faceted. So most of us have all these things that we're good at because we're just generally creative, but we find something that we can manifest it through. So my first love was actually music. My parents used to wake me up at Saturday morning time and send me to piano classes when everybody I watch cartoon, and that did vex me. But I kind of see the value of it now. So, growing up, I was always in music. My father's a pastor, so I was in the church, I was in the choir, doing all sorts of music. But then, because I was forced into it, I did kind of put it down for a while. Then now, I pick it up back when I see the value, when I see what different artists are doing. It's not just this formal thing, because I got the formal education, but people are expressing themselves through music. So I started using it as a coping mechanism to life. Because before I knew that I had bipolar, I was wondering what's going on with me. I used to put it in my music. So anything I was feeling, any pain, I used to put those negative emotions through my music and filter it out. Because those things can build up. So it became therapeutic until I just start posting it online and people are like, yo, this actually bad. Like other people can benefit it. So it's not just something you can do for yourself. So start write songs and put them out and it just exploded into where I said, you know what, I could actually try and be an artist for myself. Also, I kind of tied into film because I have that formal training from all those ways that we actually do film scoring. So a filmmaker reached out to me one time, knowing that I had the musical talent, but I wasn't really using it in that way. And said, try and score a film for me. So I just took my keyboard and watch the film and start playing notes to it. And I developed a whole orchestral soundtrack to it because you can do nowadays in the digital space, you can take your one keyboard and make a multitude of instrumental sounds. So I just take my time and do it out and discover that I had a talent just in music, not just as an art, but creatively. You can express yourself the same as you do in film through music. Just use different instruments, different programs. So I really just dedicated myself, my life to all right. I want the film and I want the music, and them can sometimes coincide. So that's how I really started taking it seriously and holding the talent. Because as a creative, sometimes you doubt yourself. You create something and then you critique it until you say, you know what, this can't go out until somebody somehow hears and encourage you to say, no man, pick up the thing until you end up on TVJ. I never thought I'd end up there, but hey, you know?
Yo, yo,
yeah,
yo. Like me I listen
yeah,
and me so you know what I mean, that's excited or amazed
yeah,
by all the stuff them that you have been doing, you know what I mean? And a
yeah,
person would have
man.
look by you and them ears say, yo, you have bipolar, and I say, what? You know what I
Mm.
mean? You have a mental illness, like what am I do? You know what I mean? Them not
Yeah, you're
realize
not
say
supposed to do them something.
them not realize say technically the whole of Jamaica mad. I be a mad people them. You see me I say?
That's why I show everybody,
So
everybody, everybody.
you know what I
Our
mean?
creative,
Like
um,
we are functional mad people then, so to speak, the Jamaican
really,
society, you know. So
especially creative.
is a thing where hope the youth them are listening, you know what I mean? Like if you're not watch
Mm,
now or in the future you go back go watch and
yeah,
yeah listen the thing and I listen Gemmar talk about him thing, and more hope you understand so even when you have challenges, because you know
yeah,
that is kind of a challenge, so to speak, and Gemmar no really lucky in upon the challenge and make it basically define him
just,
define himself as a creative, you know what I mean? And I say, yo, yeah, you are, even though we have this illness, yeah, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean?
mm,
We now make it define we are define
mm,
it, and
yeah,
ultimately that is where it come down to, you know what I mean? As a creative, no, you know what I mean? Not define you. And you constantly
yeah,
basically define yourself, because as a creative, you have the opportunity to create what you are, how people see
mm,
you. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
at that moment, the people them really get for understand say that is what
mm,
basically Gemmar do. Gemmar know say, yo, boom, we have the bipolar thing here. It have its strengths and its weakness. We
mm,
basically lock on
yeah,
the strengths and go so bam
yeah,
and know say, yo, we are
yeah.
make sure whatever the strengths of this thing, we are use it. And then when the weakness part come, we just go so boom and pop two pills and chill.
Ah, there you
You know what I mean?
go.
We just pop two
yeah, yeah,
pills and
yeah.
so and build back.
I,
So me love to talk to the creatives them and kind of feed them perspective, you know what I mean, and feed them views as a creative, and you know even them process, so to speak. So given
mm-hmm,
your challenges as we speak about earlier,
yeah.
what is your process as a
Mm-hmm.
creative in developing the various content. Cause you talk about music, you talk about your right
Mm-hmm.
for things, you talk about developing
Yeah.
videos, directing
Mm-hmm.
videos. What is your process, so to speak, and
Yeah.
how do you use your process even with the challenge for kind of navigate the whole creative space?
Right. Well, for me, all starts with the idea. What I find in a lot of industries now, we know how to make a good image, we know how to make a good quality sound, but it's just the purpose behind it. So I always start with the story because I'm a writer naturally and a director. So I'm my first thing to find out when we create this thing, why are we doing this? What we want whoever is going to watch it or listen to it feel. So I try to get behind that, whether it's for myself or somebody else. If I'm trying to create a piece of music or I'm trying to create a video, what do I want them to feel? What do I want them to walk away with? So that's what I start with first. And working at a marketing agency, I've learned that more formally now. I used to do that instinctually, but now I learned it's actually a process, so that you don't make something that kind of looks cool or sounds cool, but there's no substance. I tell myself, I don't want to live a life where I'm not making some substance. So the first thing I see is, what more them feel? More them feel a sad vibe, more them be inspired, more them think about something, and that can give you direction to your content or whatever you're trying to make. If I'm doing it for myself, I have myself a session. I just take an hour or two because I usually write very quickly. Get a pen, get your phone, and just structure it. So after you come up with the purpose, I plan, I structure it. I'm just going as I used to, as a young buck, me used to just go in and just start editing or start shooting or just go on the piano. But first, beds. No, what is the purpose? What is the plan? Then want to make a song about heartbreak. First thing, let me go back in my memory and see what time I did break. Was, so the first part of the song I talk about when we fall in love. Second part of the song, maybe around 30 seconds, we talk about how problems start. Latter part of the song, we talk about breakup. So I always give my things a certain structure. It won't necessarily come out cut and dry, but it's a nice skeleton. I like to build a schematic or a human being, so to speak. Or start with skeleton, then we put on little flesh, then we put on skin, and a nice stuff with little clothes. But at the skeleton, I infuse it with purpose. So if I'm doing a production, somebody look me for production, yeah, we want to make this cool show about a guy that, climbs the mountain. Like, all right, slow down. Why is he climbing the mountain? Who is he? Because people connect with people. And then we go from there. If it's a song, what is the song about? So everybody have their own thing. I'm not going to say that's something that you have to do, but for me personally, I like to make things with purpose. There's a whole genre of music and film where there's no real purpose to it. It's just taking you on a journey for journey's sake, and that's great. But I'm the kind of guy that I like to put purpose to my thing. So that's really my process. So if we're talking film, purpose, plan it out, then we go into pre-production, you have your production and your post-production. And then it's just there's so much to go through in terms of there's a process for each one of those things. People don't realize how much planning is behind film alone before you even pick up a camera to shoot. So much meetings and paperwork has gone into this piece of content before actor says their line. So I think a good place to start is why you're doing it. That will make everything easier. Then you document the plan and you go for it from there. The more plan you put into your productions or whatever you're doing, the better it come out, as I find. Again, as a young buck, it's just going and saying, I could shoot so, I could improvise. And there's a time for that. There's time for improvisational times on set, but it's the best improvisation is when you did plan it first and then you go off script. So that's what I like to do. I like to be as prepared as possible. So otherwise that sheds like light on the process.
Dope, dope, dope,
Mm,
dope, bro.
mm,
Dope. Because one of the things is that when I listen and I hear talk about how you process this thing and how you plan it
mm,
out, and you know what I mean, a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to film, when it comes to serious production, a lot
yeah,
of pre-production happen. I mean, like you
yeah,
talk about scouting location. As I say, improvisation is not something where you do a lot on serious
yeah,
production. Everything
yeah,
is planned out. Everybody know what them did here for. Everybody
mm,
have a role. Everybody's supposed to do what them
yeah,
supposed to do for make everything come together. And it's
mm,
quite important for really, you know what I mean, be there and trying to make sure say you play your role. You know what I mean? You are the grip. You do
mm,
what grip do. You basically
yeah,
the craft person. You do what the craft person do. So everybody, because
yeah.
what
And
means that
every piece in place.
Yes, every person
Yeah.
on the set. If you are the DTI, you do the DTI. Do and make sure you don't lose the people them footage. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Everybody on the set have a very important role. No matter how a man
Crucial.
might say the craft people them as less important because
Yeah,
they're on
then
the
you for the
camera.
food.
Bruv,
Yeah.
the craft
Ah,
people are
better. When you're
important because
hungry, when you're
when
hungry,
hungry, how it go when you're hungry? How it go when you're hungry?
everything
So
back up, nobody know how it work.
exactly. So when hungry start
Yeah.
kick, everybody has say, yo, where the food, where the food, where the food is. So
Is it?
everybody is important on a set and planning your thing proper helps a
Mm.
lot. When him say it helps, it mean it's serious that you do planning. And even if you have proper ideas, you say if you not plan it out right, you will go up and set and
Mm-hmm.
make be a mistake and then you come back and you realize you never
Yeah.
shoot this and you never shoot that, you never get that and everything. So
I
I like
like,
that you
I
speak
edit
about
the worse. Yeah, man.
I like that you speak about the planning aspect of it and make the young creatives or the creatives then we are come up understand say, yo, we don't need to do the
Yeah.
necessary planning because it's an
And then,
important
yeah.
aspect.
Yeah. And the next thing is this one man show business. We have a lot of that going on. I used to do it as well, where we want to shoot the footage, we want to make it, we want to edit it, we want to do everything
Yes,
and
yes,
realistically.
yes.
And if you want to reach Hollywood, that no, cut it
Yeah.
better. You have to collaborate. You have to
Yes.
have
All right.
people
Let me tell you
involved
what that
every other.
is. I
Mm,
spoke to another creative,
mm.
uh, uh, Noah Hall, that a Yanni, Nick Anglin, and him spoke about that. Him say,
Okay.
yo, when him go foreign, him that try to do everything, almost like him a try
Yeah.
to impress everybody. Say, yo, he
Yeah. We
multi-talented
can
and
do
can
it.
do the whole world. And when
Yeah.
him realize, say, yo, say, them people are not too impressed by you doing a whole heap of things. Them
Yeah.
impressed
Then
by
actually
you
say there's a
doing
lot of
one
ability.
thing good. Them not
Mm-hmm.
care about you
And the
doing
ability to work with others. Yeah.
exactly. Even if they can do 500 things good, them care about the thing where
Mm-hmm.
you can do excellent. Not just
Yeah.
everything where you can do good. So after him realize that, him realize, oh, him no need to be the jack of all trade. Him need to just focus
Right.
on doing one thing and, you know what I mean, doing
Mm.
what him do on the level where him do it. And when him realize that, him started to make more money. Because what
And
means
there
like
you
in
go.
Jamaica, a man goes a boom and him a do. Him say for instance, him is a videographer. And no live
Yeah.
streamer pop. Him say I'm a live streamer
Yeah.
too. Him jump on the
Yeah.
videographer for live streaming right away
Uh,
because he must say, yo, me a live streamer. You
and
know
it
what I
have
mean?
all over the place with little money. You know, it's a big one. All
Exactly.
over the place with little money. You know?
Exactly. And I'm a photographer. Yo, photography now go out with nothing. Me a videographer right
Mm.
away. Like him no know if him focus on
Ah,
him photography and get him thing to a certain level, him can
there you
define a
go.
space inside of photography himself and build himself to a
Yeah.
certain level. So it's a thing that is very common in Jamaica. You see
Mm.
me? A man
Yeah.
somebody link them and say, yo, you know anybody with the live stream? Them want to become a live
Yeah.
streamer right away.
See that.
Like, bruv, just give
I
them
think
the
that's a
time.
Jamaican trait. Yeah. That's our culture here, you know. It's nothing just still, but anti-art and everything. We're very, we love to make the anthem fashion, but it's like, I like every time if you, if you don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it. Me know it's a Jamaican thing, and I am also guilty of some of it.
Yeah,
But
man, but do it
is
enough, man.
is is a, is a thing whereas me I say yo, you know what I mean? You see, if you focus and define yourself as
Yeah.
one thing and bring your
Mm.
reputation to a certain level, then people
Yeah.
will basically look upon you for that thing and say, yo, more want a
Mm.
professional to do it, as opposed to more want just a man
Ah,
who same can do it. It's like you asking a dentist to basically do a surgery, a abdominal
there
surgery for
you,
you. Why would you
there
look for
you
a
go.
dentist to do an
Just
abdominal
to, just
surgery?
to
Him
not
not do
that.
that. Him a doctor.
There you go.
The two of them a
Yeah.
doctor, but a dentist focus on mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a thing that is very common in Jamaica, and sometimes it cause the persons them who are get the job or even the quality of the content will come out to look
Yeah.
very poor because if the persons them don't understand what they're doing as as a live streamer or a live producer or whatever,
Mm.
the quality of the work won't be the same as if a proper live streamer, somebody who understand that, do it. Same like a director. You as a director understand how to do your thing. It's not just show one
Mm.
camera up one man and say, yo, shoot some footage, direct it, and basically edit it. Him not a plan. Him not
Mm.
know. Him not have no information.
Yeah.
So me believe
Mm.
in trying to get professionals for work on where you want for work on so you can get the best result. That's the reason why you have persons like Ruption where people link for do them music
All
video.
right.
That's the reason why you
Mm-hmm.
have people like Twain Richards, where people link for doing
Mm-hmm.
coloring. You know what I mean? That's the reason why
Yeah.
you have people like Designer and Jeremy and who people link for the motion design. So my thing
Mm-hmm.
is a thing where you have professionals in the field and you're
Yeah.
better off working with the professionals, even if you don't have the expertise, to make the
Mm-hmm.
professionals do the work so the client or the
Yeah.
end result can be on a certain level. So one of the reasons why I'm going on that almost long string thing when me I talk about how you feel about working, because you talk about collaboration early, how you feel about working as a professional in your field and basically collaborating with other
Yeah.
professionals and bringing the sauce, so to speak, together.
Mm-hmm.
How you view that?
Well, I mean, the first time I learned that lesson was when I used to shoot, and I used to hate shooting. But I used to say, you know what, everybody in Jamaica, well, listen, when I director, them shoot and them do them everything. Then now, when I started to look around and seeing the specialists, them only shoot and them have a certain quality, I mean, I said, all right, what do I really want to do? Is that I want to be a shooter? No. I want to be a director and I want to make productions. I don't necessarily have to shoot them. Let me become bad shooter. And the moment I did that, my work became 10 times better. So the footage I get is 10 times better than what I have. If my capacity is 100, and once I get the director, it reaches 500. And things become easier. Now that my focus is off of shooting, I can focus on my edit, I can focus on my directing. So we often have this control thing in nature where we want, because it's a legal thing as well, we want to be able to say this is my project. But you have a term in film called auteur, a filmmaker with an auteur. You can sense them in every aspect of the production. Not that they did everything, but their influence is there, the idea is there. So for people who have that problem, you don't necessarily have to do everything, but your influence can be there. You can know say this is a Tarantino film or this is a Martin Scorsese film. Martin Scorsese don't touch the camera, but you know so this is him because of how he collaborates. That's another thing. So it's not that you don't collaborate. Every man has to collaborate, and I learned that lesson quickly. I can do the coloring, I can do the lighting, I can do the gaffing. You know what I mean? I cannot do everything, but I can influence this team. This team can be unique because of me. So as a director, it's my job to steer the ship, not necessarily have my hands swabbing the deck or unveiling the flag, but I can guide the ship as a holistic product. And that's a term I like to use, a lot, holistic. So if you're going into production and you want to be director, your job is to make sure the holistic production comes together. So your job is literally collaboration. And I like to be the least talented man on set. And what I mean by that is I find the people that are way better than me in their areas. So as we were saying, you find the specialists and the professionals, you seek them out and you get them to work with you. When you have all those people together, you can be the dumbest man in the room, and it benefits you because you have all these mouths to draw on. And instead of letting the ego inflate and telling them what to do, because they're such professionals in their specific field, you can say, what do you think about this? I want to make a story about a guy who jumped out the cliff. Someone cinematographer goes there and say, all right, we should shoot it this way. Some man, I gotta say, all right, we should place the mics here. Light man, I gotta say, light it like this. And then you can talk about, all right, how do I light it? How do I sound it? How do I shoot it so that it makes the audience feel this? And that is what a director does. A director doesn't take the camera and edit and do everything. He guides all of these talented people towards a singular story. So that's kind of about directing as well. It's very much a collaborative thing, a team thing, and you don't have to do everything yourself. And once I learned that, the work just builds. And it saves you time as well. The time you take to learn all these millions of things, you just call a man, focus on a thing you're doing, and your project, instead of taking 10 years, takes 2 years, 5 years, because you're drawing on all this expertise. Mm-hmm. So those are the lessons I learned.
But brother, you slap that out of the park a while ago. Like that answer
Yeah.
is where anybody need to hear. So
Yeah.
the director
Mm-hmm.
basically is the orchestra, the person who the man
Mm-hmm.
who basically a wave the little white thing them so.
Yeah, man, you have to
You know what
think.
I mean? It basically I say, yo, you do this, you do that, you that, and make sure you say, yo, it all come together as
Yeah.
one basically, you see me? All come together
Mm-hmm.
as one. So him can get even a better result 10 times. Even a point where you make say, yo, as a director, you can be even
Yeah.
the duncest man of the room because you want the best talents if you do
Yeah.
everything pan the set.
Mm-hmm.
You have knowledge, because you understand all the things them. But if you have the best cinematographer, you have the
There you
best
go.
grapher, you have the best basically sound engineer, you have all these
Mm-hmm.
best people on your thing, there's no doubt that the
Mm-hmm.
production will be of a certain value.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
these are the things which even as a entrepreneur and as a business
Mm-hmm.
owner and stuff like that, you need
Mm-hmm.
to understand these things. When you're working
Right.
on your team, you work on the team in such a way that you get the best set of people them in the room, because that will not only benefit your business, that will
Mm-hmm.
benefit the clients, and then the clients now will look point and say, yo, them people that take them things serious, because them always are trying to give you the best quality work. And if your client get the best
Mm-hmm.
quality work, they will definitely steer you. They will say, yo, them people
Yeah.
are giving the best quality work. So it goes even beyond being a director and whatever, even just an entrepreneur. Getting the best person to do the job is
Mm-hmm.
always the best way. Getting the professional,
Best
so
thing
to
ever.
speak, to do the job is always
Mm-hmm.
the best way. So, brother, I'm gonna say, yo, that answer
Mm-hmm.
there, slap it out of the park and everything.
Up,
Um,
up, up.
I think when you just talk about that, I think there's a question that pop up in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
me not like cut people when them are talking. I mean, I like to give them the free rein and make them express themselves. But there's a question where
Mm-hmm.
it pop up in my head. It nah fly
Mm-hmm.
up in my head right now. We can't remember. But we don't know, because me I listening to it, I'm so
Oh, that's
excited
right.
to
Yeah.
hear what you say.
One.
It's like we forget, we
Yeah.
forget, forget when we gotta ask you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
me no normally go blank, but like that one I go. Like as I say, it slapped me away. So
You come back then when I miss it.
yeah. All right. So
Mm.
all right. Let's speak about you working. No. Oh yes. I just remember it. All right then. So
All
we
right,
want
see there.
we want to talk about you being a like a motivational speaker, and
Mm-hmm.
you basically you dip on the Patrice L tour, and me see you go on
Right.
TV every now and then. I seem like you go different places, go talk about, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
mental health and all of these things, all different
Mm-hmm.
stuff them where you work on. Let's speak about that. You being the
Yeah.
speaker, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna say, oh, you're multifaceted in terms of the things that we do. So you being the speaker, let's speak about that in a sense, for kind of make people understand that, you know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
have your challenges, as we speak about earlier, but you take on all of these things and you are using it, so to speak, as an advocate to make sure, say, our next man can understand. Going to the schools them and talk to the youth
Right.
them and make them know, say, yo, even if you have some challenges, you can overcome it. So let's speak about that.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So for me, that is each one teach one, right? So we kind of tend to be so selfish sometimes and don't even realize how our selfishness affects us. So with the mental health thing now, the reason I go out and speak is because I know there's a youth out there who could end up in the situation I ended up in. Because my condition sounds all fun and nice, but there are times when it gets dark when because of the lack of knowledge and information out there, people don't know how to respond to a condition like that. So I end up in an altercation where, because there's a lack of social understanding of my condition, instead of helping me, people ended up physically harming me and trying to fight me, because of, when we have misunderstanding, it leads to fear. Once a human being don't understand something, naturally are going to fear it certain ways. So if we have more people knowing about the situation, less people going to end up in that situation. So if there's somebody like me out there already talking about mental health and getting to the youth, then maybe that night when they slap out my job, they would remember the part and say, all right, this person may not necessarily be a troublemaker, it may be going through a mental health episode, instead of seeking to fight me because of them ego flying up and them feel threatened. So when I think about it, I say, well, maybe it don't have to be some big superhero speaker. It can just be me or the man in the corner going up to whichever audience you can find and say, look, this is my experience. This is what is happening. It's not this, it's that. It's not that this person is trying to test you. It's that they're genuinely going through something emotionally, even if you don't have a mental illness. Everybody is walking around with their own little baggage and stories. And the more we can get that understanding, especially in Jamaica, I think we'll have less life-threatening altercations, and we have a violence issue because of that misunderstanding. So for me, it was just like doing my part. So we always have it in our head, say, boy, there's this big problem in society, but we are waiting for some, I don't know who we're waiting for to come and do it. Well, it's really and truly just every one of us sharing our story to whoever will listen. So I've been granted the opportunity to speak to bigger audiences, so I take the chance. You may not have to do that. You may can just talk to a friend who's going through something and say, so you don't have to really fight that you can just XYZ and it start this up. You don't always have to be like this big crowd, this big speaker, training, speaking, you know what I mean? So for me, I just like, I have a platform. I realize people, because of maybe my professional experience and my personality linked to that sort of a thing, so that's like, that's my responsibility. I'll take that as my cross to be as somebody that should speak. So once I'm able, I believe that I will take it upon myself to do. So that's where that came about. So I never hesitated because I see the value, not just for myself, but for society at large.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And um, speaking and giving your insight and using your
Mhm.
experience to share with other audience is always basically a gift for the persons who
Mhm.
are listening and for you
Yeah.
yourself sometime, because sometimes I doesn't even talk about some things,
Yeah.
you
I
just
can
have
be
to talk through
therapeutic.
some things, you know what I mean? So sometimes a man even go up on a stage and I talk about some things and it a transform him while he might talk about it. You see me I say?
Yeah, I find that happens a lot.
Yes, a man might feel like say, yo, sometimes when you attack, you just try to transform or educate some other people. But sometimes even just
Mm.
talking about a thing, you know what I mean? Sometimes some people go through some trauma and
Yeah.
because them not
Yeah.
talk about it, them basically what I call it now, them not
Mm.
process the information right or
Yeah.
go through
Yeah.
basically the trauma a certain way. So it's a jar when me see, you know what I mean? Like when we come through potting and me see you up on the stage and you kinda explain and the youth them kinda listen and the youth
Mm.
them I say, yo,
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean? A good information
Feel it.
because when me realize it's something
Mm.
when me even a plan for doing it. So the same creative always beating is something that I believe that
Yeah.
I actually need to bring to the schools.
There
You
you
know what I mean?
go.
Bring
All right.
creatives in front of the youths them and show them that, you know what I mean, it not stop at school. Cause some of the
Yeah. Yeah.
creatives them when me know and stuff like that, they weren't good at school. I am one of the
Yeah.
creatives them
I'm
where
a
me can tell
tougher.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I am one of the creatives
Yeah.
them where we can speak we can speak about my experiences at school. At 11th grade or whatever them call a grade, a fifth form or whatever. I
Yeah.
was one of them youth that would get kicked out of every class. I mean every when I say get kicked out of every class, I mean I go school and I dip on the corridor the whole
Yeah.
day. The whole day I'm dip on the corridor.
So
Even
yeah, make it look so bad,
no man, a
but
serious thing, a serious thing, a serious thing.
whoa.
Where me not really I'm and it's not like
Yeah.
I'm proud of it or anything, cause you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
growing
a
up
fact.
we did learn certain things. Remember even when me leave high school and them stuff there, me never had to read at the level where me should have read, and that have to do with maybe
Wow.
some laziness for me because my sister is an
Mm.
English teacher and my sister English teacher for a
Okay.
long time. So it was me lazy. Me just never have that interest in a school. So maybe they that
Yeah.
channel me in the creative industry from me in a high school, then me that probably even be crazier now, if you understand what I mean. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we're there in our position. I remember say school build a certain way, and then build for operate a
Mm.
certain way. Build almost like a one line. It's like a conveyor belt. Everybody's supposed to go in the
Yeah.
same direction. And human beings don't work like that. Everybody have them
Mm.
different way how them go about doing things and different ways them see things. So you might have your specialty where you interested in the English, maths and them things. And next man, he might interested in the art and craft and sciences and stuff like that. And the next man interested in some. And next man, him not interested in not where they are school. Him just want to
Yeah,
go play
man.
with some car and pull down some little things. And so the school system
Mm.
itself set up in such a way that it not really
Yeah. It's not built
versatile.
for, yeah, diversity. It's not built for
Yes.
diversity.
And then because of that, you know what I mean, you have people who go through school who are not necessarily made for the school system, but when them
Yeah.
come out of school now them start exploring, them start, you know what I mean, learn on them own and discover things. Them excel at other things.
Mm.
And then, you know what I mean, sometimes and them become the entrepreneur because them not necessary
Yeah.
them almost have to become an entrepreneur because
Mm.
people want this a subject and that a subject and that a subject and man like,
Yeah.
yo,
So
me not
they're
have them thing
forced.
there now.
Mm.
So me have to go create my
Feel it.
own. And
Feel it.
it's a thing like why me go down that trail, like I'm always go down that trail for ask you a question. When there's a talk, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how me
I feel that.
basically build a question, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about what I call it now, education as it relates to schools and learning through
Mm-hmm.
schools, and
Yeah.
creative way of doing things, so to speak. Because as I'm saying, at school, they don't really teach you creative.
Mm. Yeah.
Barely. Barely. You have
Yeah.
one and two things where them
Yeah.
teach you, but they don't teach you creative. So
Yeah.
how do you feel about school in terms of even learning? Because I don't know if you did go Edna or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
how you feel about that as a creative, and you know what I mean, learn it from school or learn it online? How you feel about that?
Well, for me, it's set up a way where I don't know how it came to be, but we set up this school as the way you learn, and the way we grew our children is that this is the way you learn. So I'm completely self-taught in the area of what I do professionally today. I didn't learn that from school. But growing up, I thought that your learning is done in school. So we set up this infrastructure where you come here and you go home and you know what I mean? And we put the responsibility on the teachers and then I come to find that it's really on you. So that thing you're talking about laziness, I was that as well. Went through high school, dropped out of university, graduated by the skin of my teeth in high school, and it was because I found myself unstimulated in what I wanted to do. So they set up school and they give you a couple subjects, and if you don't fall in any of those subjects, you get knocked. And it's just so it's set. So if you're a monkey and then set up something for a shark, and set up something for a lion, then set up something for a bird, but nothing for the monkey, you're gonna have a hard time with all of them something. So and it's not to their fault. It's just when you're doing mass appeal, I find any mass appeal thing, whether it's school, politics, whatever, it's so hard to reach everybody. But we sit up in a way where this is the only way people have to have all these diverse people going. It's just like going through a narrow blockage of school and we churn out what we think we should be. Whereas after school, when I started experimenting by myself, I really realized the scope of careers and what's really out there and what they don't tell you in school because they have a limited syllabus. And so I think the schools should, while they're teaching this, inspire the kids to go and learn things for themselves and not just depend on the school and the teachers. I don't have anything against school, but I don't think it's for everybody. It fits a group of people, and then the other group is just like we see them as problem children, we see them as easily distracted, and they're easily distracted. Sometimes not even because them dumb, but because they're so smart, it's beneath them, they're bored. So you find them kids that become troublemakers because they're not being stimulated. Because you're trying to reach fast to 50 kids one time in a one classroom, and everybody learns differently, but you're teaching them one way. So that one way only going to serve 10 out of the 40. The rest of them all over the place. So the school system definitely needs revision, but it's so hard. I don't knock them for what they're doing because they have to do mass appeal, which is a very difficult thing to do. So I would encourage people in general, if you find that it's not working for you, don't be afraid to have that conversation with your parents, have that conversation with yourself to say this is not working, but here's the path I'll take. Maybe I'll finish and then I'll go and do something else, or maybe I'll stop here if I find that I can work at something better. Once you have a plan and goals, a lot of we tend to just say, "Oh, drop out of school," and I don't support that if you don't have a plan or if you don't have actual goals. So it's just finding your thing and exploring. I think in Jamaica, because we're so poor, we're so focused on financial and just surviving, we don't have that comfort to explore. You find that as you climb the economic social ladder, people that are more comfortable have more time and more resources to explore. The man will not have nothing, he just have to find a way to make a food, and that is his focus. So it's also a result of our economic situation. So we can't fight some people for where they are. But whenever you can, find a way to get in touch with what you really like, explore. If your purpose is to be the best hand cat man in Jamaica, you can't make a politician tell you so you can't be the best hand cat man. Study hand cat science, I don't know. It's like find what you love and be the best at it. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to do it. You
Yo,
know what I mean?
the man says study uncad science. A serious thing, you know, because
It
it did it.
is.
If you your vision is to be the best road sweeper, then you basically just be the best road sweeper. You just try and be the best as
Yeah.
whatever you basically want to do. You know what I mean? But a real talk, the system itself is set up in such a way that it narrows. It's very narrowing going to the end, if you
Yeah.
understand. And
Yeah.
not everybody fits in the situation. And
Mm-hmm.
most times, when you start to the people them excel, is when the people them come out of the situation now and get and start to
Yeah.
explore. And you know
Yeah.
the thing where even with my son,
Mm-hmm.
whereas that's something I gotta teach him. I gotta teach him say,
Mm-hmm.
yo, you my son man, brother. You have to explore, you know. You have to discover things yourself. because the
Yeah.
school limited in a way it can teach you. You see me? Very
Mm.
highly limited in a way it can teach
Yeah.
you. And I'm glad so we kind of get for navigate that space and kind of give our 2 cents on it because it's a thing where a lot of creatives struggle with. A lot of creatives drop out of school. And as I say,
Yeah,
the
man.
school system itself is not set up to not. Brother, them usually say me a troublemaker.
Yeah, man.
Because me did I get trouble still now. But now when I look
Mm.
upon the trouble when me that get is really because me just never fit what them a teach me. I wasn't the English
Yeah.
person, I wasn't the maths
Mm.
person. The only thing I me did end up liking when we reach like 11th grade and stuff like that is
Yeah.
typewriting. And the reason why I like
Ah.
typewriting, the reason why I like typewriting is because my cousin did have one portable typewriter. So while
Mm.
everybody in the class did have to sit down around the mechanic typewriter them, me that
Yeah.
use one of them electronic typewriter that made it look cool. So when me I walk with my typewriter at daytime I go home, I look so cool and me I say,
That,
yo, this cool. But you know say
yeah.
by the end of the semester when exam time and them thing there, me drop off of the typewriting thing. Me never
Mm.
did interested in it no more. So I was one of the best in the class in the early part, and then the last part of the class, I kind of drop off the that me not even think so me
Mm.
pass typewriting CXC, and the teacher did like
Yeah, man.
really like yo, you want to pick them with half a pass. She choose me for do the CXC
Mm.
from early, bro. I'm like, yo
Yeah,
man,
man.
don't pass the typewriting CXC, and up to today,
Mm.
me only have like one
Mm.
subject, and a three me having a maths. I mean
Yeah,
like
I know.
maths, and
Mm.
I know that the amount of subjects where you have and you know what I mean your academical achievement
Mm-hmm.
personally and based on the evidence that I've gotten over the years as a creative has nothing to do with creative. You
Mm.
have no so if
Mm.
you have 500 degrees,
Yeah.
if you go to the Julia Arts and you do dancing,
Mm.
it have nothing to do with the level of creative you can be and what you can pull from
Yeah.
people because as a creative you set your value, you know. You
Mm.
can create a space where you say yo, yeah, yo, this is where me a charge based on how you navigate the space and how you build your brand. And you want your
Mm-hmm.
brand have a certain value, you can say yo, you know man, and this me think value, you know.
Mm.
So is either you gonna use
Yeah.
me or you gonna use the next man. And then as a creative, you can
Uh,
get 20 times more than what the man with the piece of paper get. Because the man
there
with
you go.
the piece of
Limited
paper
by what
is
it's on
set up.
paper.
No, the piece of paper is
Mm-hmm.
set up for him to get a job.
Okay.
Remember
Mm-hmm.
that. The whole system of
Mm-hmm.
a school, you know, is to create workers.
Right.
And because
Right,
it
right,
creates
right.
workers, where the workers go, the workers go and work for somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And if
So
somebody else is who? The creative.
exactly. And then somebody else possibly can be the creative who never have no subject, but know him hire the
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
them with the 10 subject and degree. So
Yeah.
is a thing where you know what I mean. It's not that me a knock, me not disregard a man going through school for the
Definitely.
5 years. I would never do that. School is very important, and I will never encourage a
Yeah.
youth to drop out of school at no time. But
Mm-hmm.
if school is not for you based on how you see school operate, I would encourage you to stop and try focus on the things them that is for you because you would be wasting valuable time there.
Yeah, man. And money. It's expensive, brother.
Exactly, and it's expensive. And then if you're on student loan, it's not only expensive in the time,
That's
but you're
right.
in a debt afterwards.
Yeah, man.
And
Wicked
then
setup, man.
you know really want to do that. You know really want to put yourself in a debt for something that you know really passionate about or you know care about.
Oh,
And
gosh, man.
that is one of the things when I always want to encourage the youth, them, and that is yo, brother, I love that show, yeah.
Mm.
When I say I love
Yeah,
that
man.
show,
It
yeah,
man.
I love that show, yeah, I love that show, yeah, I love that show, yeah. And you know, we do a whole heap of stuff. We work on other show, we produce show for people and everything. But for me,
Mm-hmm.
this show is a passion project, whereas because I get to talk to
Mm-hmm.
various creatives and get feed them insight, and we know that
Yeah.
this is something that would have a certain value which I
Mm-hmm.
believe that I hope that when a next young creative watch it or even a seasoned creative watch it, him can basically get
Mm-hmm.
value from it and learn that, you know what I mean? As a creative, we drop
Mm-hmm.
out of school, me never have no 500 subject or nothing, but
Yeah.
me have this talent. So why not
Mm-hmm.
just use
Yeah.
this talent
Work
to
funny.
have
Mm-hmm.
and work on
Every
this
man
talent
about.
and learn more about what me passionate about, what me love
Yeah.
and me that's why I love that show yeah, so much. Like me, I try to get even some, and for me, I could care less
Mhm.
about how many persons watch the show. You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, me not care about the numbers. I care about the
Mm.
valuable content. When I bring a man like you can give me your insight. Because in the
Yeah.
future, some youth can watch it. Me not care about how many people are watching it now. I don't care about the metrics. I care about the
Mm.
content. So when I talk to
Right.
a youth like you, I'm talk to a next creative and them give me for them insight and them share value. I just know so we post the
Mm.
content on YouTube or we post the content on Instagram.
Uh,
It add value to our next creative we are come up because me never have this. Me never have a
mm.
place where me could
Yeah.
go and listen various creatives that talk, especially Jamaican creatives. Because we know YouTube have the whole heap of foreign creatives them, but some of the time
Yeah. And
you
them a
can't
different
connect.
situation.
You can't
Yeah.
connect with them on a certain level because them not in a year situation. Them not come from Jamaica.
Yeah.
But when me bring out the different Jamaican creatives them and show them that yo, the creative you do a whole heap of thing. Me talk to Dax last week, and Dax is a
Mm.
young creative like yourself, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. This show is not even about you know what I mean seasoned people who already established or anything. Me I talk to people on all
Mm.
level.
Love that.
You know what I mean? You not have to
Love that.
be this person who already established and all heap of people know you. I want to talk to the people them who in the industry and do things and people
Yeah.
who rare. It's not for a man who believe that him reach already.
Ah. Love that. Love
It's
that.
for everybody basically. Come on, I want to talk to the young creatives them for hear where the mistake them what them make. And I say, yo, you know, say you can go listen to episode 6. Them man did talk about this, you know.
Ah.
Or you can go listen to
Mm-hmm.
episode 10, you know, them man did talk about certain things. So this show is such a blessing for me when me even operate upon it. And I'm glad for have persons like you. I'm glad for have all
Mm.
the creatives them were basically the company show earlier.
Mm.
And you know what I mean, give for them 2 cents because everybody have a perspective. Everybody
Yeah.
unique in a freedom situation. Everybody have a journey. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
what is your journey, so to speak. And I really appreciate you giving me the strength. And you know what I mean? When I go someone and send the thing to you through the gram, you look point at you and say, yo, yeah man Shango, we are come on the show, cause you know what I mean, we want to give our 2 cents. And I really appreciate it. And you know what I mean, it's a part tight whereas me so happy. Like me delighted to do this show every Tuesday and Fridays. Like I make sure the time thing, I'm gonna make sure me I try to stay as consistent as possible with this show even if not consistent with some other things, this have to be 100. This is like almost me setting up myself and make sure I stay consistent. Yo, the show have to go on. If I now have a
Yeah, man.
guess, me do it myself.
I
That's
love
how
that energy.
serious it is for me. So, you know what I mean? As I
Yeah.
said, brother, I really appreciate. So, we have like about
Let
3 minutes left. So, give your last thing where you have said to a creative, like if you have give them advice, what you have said to them?
Setting I said as we started the show, collaboration. You don't have to do it by yourself. There's nothing to prove. What you're trying to prove is not really valuable. If you're trying to prove that you can do it all yourself in any industry, I don't think that's a valuable thing to prove. If you can do everything by yourself, I'll be very concerned because everything I'm going to ask you to do requires collaboration. If you're going to come on one of my productions or any production, I know everybody has big lofty dreams. Those big dreams, the people that make it the farthest, don't do it by themselves. They start out that way out of necessity. But when you can, you share. Share as much as possible, share your knowledge, share the business. The money get bigger when you share it, you know. Trust me, man. And just be open to learning. As creatives, we are very we have the feedback because we're putting so much emotion into the work. It's not like an accounting job where you can come to work flex and just punch the numbers. With creative, it's gonna show your emotion will show. So you have to take charge of your emotional self, your spiritual self, because all of that is going into your creative work. That's what creative is. It's putting all of these things, not just the work itself. So you have to be very careful about what you're putting into your work, who you're collaborating with, and how you collaborate. But definitely don't not collaborate. Don't try and do it all on your own. You're going to get there faster with more people. It's going to be easier, and you're going to have a much better time with other people. The more people, the merrier. Once everybody is comfortable and everybody is respected, you're going to have an amazing time along the journey. And there's going to come a point where everything gets so serious. You're going to have to go back to your early work and just remember why you started in the first place, why you enjoyed it. When when you go from creative to professional, it's like a culture shock because you used to do this thing just for the love and just for the feeling it gives you, but when the clients them a call, when the bank a call, that's gonna really test if you're a professional or you're just having a hobby. So I just encourage you to keep focused, keep sight of the goal, and surround yourself with many different people that can guide you, such as Shango. Come on the show, share the knowledge.
Come on the show, share the knowledge. And
Mm,
as I said, brother, I really,
mm,
really, really appreciate you basically giving me the strength and, coming on
yeah,
the
man.
show and kind of giving me a reason. Um, it's a joy and respect,
Yes,
Gemmar for coming up on the show. And
mm-hmm.
we basically are gonna run the outro now and, basically end off the show. But as I say, I always appreciate when a creative give me them time and come on the show because must do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
man.
can tell me say, yo, you're busy or whatever the case may be, but you know what I
True.
mean? Me really appreciate it, and I must say it no matter to me the level of creative
Mm-hmm.
because me believe that everybody have a story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I saw me basically look on it. Every man have a story. So it's just to
definitely.
basically get film story and hope that when it share, it can inspire some other
Yeah,
people. You know what I mean? We're creatives,
yeah, man.
share knowledge. So blessings, brother. Run the outro
Yeah, man.
and basically
Oh,
and give. So listen the outro because the outro normally have a quote and me try and tie it in with the people them who they on the show. So no cut yet.
alright.
So when we run the
No,
outro
no,
and,
no.
and then we can basically continue. Yeah. We're still there and we basically around the outro and we always have a quote. We don't leave the show without dropping a quote, you know what I mean? You have brains you have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. I don't know why I'm saying brains, but I'm stop. I don't know. I mean, when a brains is supposed to say you have a brain, but it's a brains. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You are your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Dr. Seuss. All right. Basically, what I say right now is that you is in control of your direction. I mean, them do a one bagger, something them do. But you are basically the person who is in control of your direction. And this quote, I basically find it as it relates to even Gemmar and stuff like that with his challenges and make it to say, yo, even though him have these challenges, him basically make sure say, yo, him are the captain for the ship. Him take over him situation and I say, yo, me not make this thing define me, me I define myself. So you know what I mean? Him basically a steer, himself in any direction, anywhere him want to go, him a put himself there and a talented creative in the space. And as I say, yo, you know what I mean? We always basically drop a quote and try and dissect the quote and make the people them know where I'm going. And I saw me view the quote here. You basically have the right to direct yourself as to anywhere you want to go as a creative or as an individual overall. And you know what I mean? It's a joy. And that was another episode of Creative Always Be.